Bible, it's almost as if I'm reading Bible prophecy come to pass, which it absolutely is. And as a Christian, I wholeheartedly believe that. But what I'm about to show you is an executive order signed by our commander-in-chief, or puppet-in-chief, I guess would be a better term, but signed by him, that literally encourages the development of genetic engineering technologies and technologies that will write circuitry for your cells. I'm talking about human cells, and program biology in the same way that you do softwares and computers. So what he's calling for is basically the ability to rewrite your cells and rewrite your biology to be able to program them like we program computers. In other words, make us all some kind of robot. And this sounds rather eerie to what the book of Revelation talks about when it talks about the mark of the beast that people will take in the latter days. We know that the Antichrist and the false prophet will be handing this out, and people will take this in their hand or forehead. A lot of people liken that, or a lot of pastors liken that, and prophetic teachers liken that to some kind of RFID implant or chip implant of some sort. And many even further take that into more speculation. Nobody knows exactly what the future holds, but they speculate that once you're injected with this kind of chip, that you're never ever going to want to take it out. And one of those reasons could...
All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha-Rakat Kadash, double honors unto our apostles and elders which ruled great millstone and taught us the truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure it to the end. Shalom wa abab abal. Alright, so as you just heard, this woman, Lisa Haven, which she don't understand the scriptures or the prophecy. She knows something's happening, but like she said out of her own mouth, she don't know exact. She could only speculate. Well, the prophets know exactly what the M.O.T.B, the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling worldwide. Alright? So go ahead, grab Revelation 13. Start at 11. And then we'll read down into that.
Yeah, reading from the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Which is America. Two horns like a lamb is the two-party system, Republican and Democrat. But he spake as a dragon. The executive orders is draconian law. Go ahead.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
Which is ancient Rome. America is ancient Rome reincarnated. Alright, ancient Rome was that head on the beast that was wounded unto death, but it was healed, which is America. Go ahead.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right. So they're reincarnating the Roman Empire again. America, EU, and NATO ruling the world, so-called white supremacy, and they're saying that you gotta make a system according to their system wherever you live, and that system you gotta partake in taking an M.O.T.B, an RFID microchip, which they're gonna make mandatory for buying and selling. Go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Which he dropped missiles. America is the only country to ever drop missiles like they did in Japan, like they did in Afghanistan, like they do in Iraq, like they do in all these countries. They drop missiles on the people to bring them into submission. Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right, so he uses these weapons of mass destruction. The so-called white man is really the one that has weapons of mass destruction, and he uses it to beat these other nations into subjection. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which hath the wound by a sword and did live.
Right, so they're saying you gotta, this NWO, New World Order, and that is in the reincarnation of that ancient pagan Roman Empire. Alright, which that's why the M.O.T.B. That's gonna show your loyalty to that image, to that system. Go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So right now we're in that time. The image of the beast is coming alive. The New World Order. Go ahead.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right? Then this is going to go throughout the world. America, under Bush and Obama, they bought thousands of Chinese-made guillotines. All right, but you know the guillotine where it's created? In France. All right, so they're gonna actually put out an order throughout the whole world, America, EU, and they're gonna use NATO and the UN Army to push it. And what it is you're gonna have to take that M.O.T.B, the implantable microchip, which is gonna be mandatory for buying and selling. Hey, we've been telling you through the Spirit about this. Well, even now, the father of the nation, Biden, Sleepy Joe, guess what? He wrote an executive order this year, 2022, the year of turn-up, that they were going to bring forth this technology, and which is going to be implanted in your body. A microchip. That's why they're going to get rid of the dollar. Go ahead.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So why would the rich do it? If they're rich, they don't need the government, because your dollar is going to be done away with. You're not going to be rich no more. What did they say? You're going to be poor and you're going to love it? You're going to like it? See, so the rich that have all this so-called cash, all right, so much, like they got properties, they got so what they would say valuable items, they're going to remove these items. And even if they have them still, they're going to devalue them. Say you got $1 million in the bank, they're going to tell you your $1 million is no longer worth $1 million. Say they give you $10,000 in there on a chip. See, because they're going to bring you into slavery. Everyone has to be a slave. And the ones that won't partake, they're going to kill.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And notice they haven't gave us the official who won on the voting.
Oh yeah,
Because really they're the same.
it's a game.
Yeah, it's the same beast. Two-horn, like a lamb, but it spake as a dragon. They're going to make it mandatory, and they're going to use your politicians to do it. They're going to say, you need, just like they said, you need the mask to go into the store. They're going to say the same thing about the M.O.T.B. You got to have this thing in your head or in your hand to go into the store to buy. To have a job, you got to have this thing in your body. And we're in that time. And after that time happens, nuclear missiles are going to fly and destroy America. And them that have that device. Go ahead.
Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
Right. Go ahead.
For it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and 6.
Which that man is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked that rule the world, the devil the Bible speaks of. And that number 666 goes back to the Greek alphabet Chi Xi Stigma, which the Greeks were Edomites. And when they had us as slaves, they used to brand us. Alright? Well, then they developed a system, alright, in modern time, which is the barcode system. Which that's what that chip is. It's like a barcode they're going to put on your body. Alright? And they'll be able to scan that chip, that grain of rice, that charagma, and they'll be able to read where you've been, who you've been around, what you've done, you know, how much money you have, whatever they want to know about you, it will all be in that device. Alright? Just like they did in the past. Once again, they did it with branding. And that's what the M.O.T.B. M.O.T.B. is just a modern way of branding. They started with the animals. Remember, they branded animals to show who owned them, right? But then they went into what? The piercing the ear. The piercing the ear is a biblical event, which is a sign of slavery. And then they went from piercing the ear and taking the animal to what? Putting chips in them. This is what they have done to the people. They branded the slave, which a lot of these Jake that go to college, they go to these fraternities, they get branded. With what? Greek alphabets. Right? The Greeks were so-called Caucasians, the Romans were so-called Caucasians. And these are the same Caucasians you have today calling themselves American, Italian, French, British, Spanish, German, Canadian, Russian. Alright, these are those red devils the Bible speaks of. Alright, and this is what they're doing. You know, life is a stage, and pretty much they're pretty much orchestrating the world's biggest coup on the people, which they're deceiving you into taking that M.O.T.B, which they're going to make mandatory. How are they going to make it mandatory? Revelation 6. The lack of goods. And then great tribulation. Out of chaos, they'll bring forth their new world order. So what are we expecting? Chaos. Alright? They're not just going to drop the chip without chaos. They're going to use chaos to push you like cattle into that bin. Alright? Just like they use cowboys. I worked across from this auction yard. It made me think of Jake, right? Because you'd hear them crying, the cows.
Oh, yeah.
When the cowboys are whipping them and pushing them. And they're in like these little like lines that they got to follow each other. And you know they're crammed in there, you know? Yeah. And you can hear them crying, and then the cowboys behind them, yeah, yeah. Right? And then you hear them auctioning them off. Well, that made me think, you know, that's how they're going to do these people.
Yeah.
They're going to put a hunting dog behind you to push you into what they want, which is that device. Because that's a snare. That's going to trap you for the nuclear destruction that is coming to America. That's going to condemn you. Go to Revelation 14:9.
Book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image.
Let me say real quick, that word worship is a mental thing. So you don't even have to have that device to be condemned. If you want this place to continue, you are condemned. But now them that worship the image and take the mark, go ahead.
It says, man, worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
Right, so whether you take it or whether you would want it to continue, you're condemned. Alright? Us, the hopeful elect, we have the Thawa, which we don't want this place to continue. We want Yahweh and Yahweh Shai to come and cleanse this place. We want a kingdom of righteousness. We don't want this wicked ass place. That's why it says the elect are virgins, meaning we were never married to this place. This place never loved us, and we never loved it.
Why would you want to be in this mad place, you know?
Yeah, when you know the truth, These people ain't gonna let you live free. They're gonna torture you. Look at that movie Implanted. That M.O.T.B that they put in her was fucking torturing her. You know, it had the power to manipulate the elements in her body to cause her pain.
Right.
To force her to do certain things she didn't want to do. See? And that's what they want. They want control. See, they already got your obedience. They showed that with the juicy fruit. Right? With that death serum that they put out. Everybody was taking that shit. What they want is they want full control of you. They want to be God. When you understand it, they got a God complex. Go ahead.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
So being poured out without mixture, meaning you don't get a chaser. It's pure. The judgment is going to be without mercy. The Lord ain't going to hold back nothing. That's why he's going to remove his elect from the earth. Because he's going to hit this place with so much fury and so much anger that the earth is literally going to rock like a drunkard. That's why the Lord has to remove his elect to save us. And that's what we're striving for, is salvation, which comes through Yahweh Shai. And we're in that time. Because when these devils come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time, part of that is them making this device mandatory. And then pretty much a great insurrection against them that fear the Lord, which they're going to take our goods. Get 2 Ezra 16 and verse 70.
2 Ezra 16 or 17?
Verse 70.
Oh. Chapter 16. We're going to start here at verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Right? So they're going to come in on us. It says when they come in like a great flood, the Lord is going to raise the standard. Why are they going to come in on us? Because we don't take their device. See, they're not going to let you just live in your house. They're going to take your house. They're going to take your license. They're going to take your life. So, certain brothers are going to lose their life as a testimony to their faith in Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
See, them that fear the Lord. Why? How would they know that we fear the Lord? By we not agreeing to their shit, to their device.
We're
See?
not going to be forced to take their bull, you know?
Right.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Right. They're not going to let you pack a bag. They're going to literally tell you, get the fuck out of here before we kill you right now. And you're lucky to have the clothes on your back. They might beat the shit out of you. But see, these are the costs that you got to count that are part of this truth. There's a bitter end of it. But in the end, it's all going to turn out good for us. All right? It's all going to work out into good for us because there's a great reward for us. All right? The Lord says, I know your poverty and your tribulation, but thou art rich because we have a reward for our suffering.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right? And that fire is the furnace of adversity, which is them coming up against us.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
In fact, jump to, it's at hand, right? Salakia. Read that again.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Right. Just like it says in Jeremiah 30. Jacob's trouble, Allah's, but we shall be saved out of it. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 1. And we'll end it with that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of power, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die.
Right, because it said they're going to kill us. Some of us are going to die, but some of us are going to get that power, which is already in us. Go ahead.
And their departure is taken for misery.
Right. So they're going to kill some of us, and it looks miserable, but the brothers that are going to be sacrificed, they're going to be protected in that time, where perhaps they feel no pain, because it says no torment should touch them, and that torment means pain. Right? Which I have more evidence of that, because there's actually writings. It's called the Book of Martyrs from John Fox, which when you look it up, he was an Israelite. And he was being persecuted because the Edomite was taking over. It was called the Renaissance. When the Edomite came and started taking over the Roman Catholic Church. Alright? And he was like a Protestant trying to protest the takeover of the Roman Catholic Church. Because the Roman Catholic Church was truly started by an Israelite. Alright? But they mingled it, that Constantine. Constantine was mixing pagan worship with what the apostles were teaching, the truth. That's why you were getting these Easter days, all these different pagan holidays, you know. But it was an Israelite that did that. Alright? But the ones that are the righteous, we're not going to be joined to this society, even if it means us dying for it. Go ahead.
And their goings from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
But they are in peace. Why? Because we know the truth. We know we're about to receive a reward whether we live, whether we die. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. We die, guess who we open our spiritual eye to? Yahushai. We live, guess who's going to reward us when he comes? Yahushai. So no matter what, hey, death is a gain, but I'd rather live for my brother's sake. Go ahead.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Right, because they're righteous. Man, because we know that immortality is in the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. That's why we can't be bought. See, we know that the dollar is corrupted. We know that the gold is corrupted. We know this. Look at Kanye. He couldn't even say what he wants to say without being punished. He lost $2 billion in one day. Speaking about those bastards, those counterfeits. See? So how are you going to win here? You can't win. This is not your peace.
Not your rest.
Not your rest. Go ahead.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Right, so it's only a little bit. What we really receive in reward compared to what we suffered is nothing. Right? The suffering is nothing compared to what we will receive. It says in one day being in the kingdom under Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai will make you forget all your lifetimes that you suffered here. See? So if you have to suffer, say, a day, 2 days, say they draw it out, 7 days, they tortured you. But guess what? You're going to get eternity, Come on. It doesn't weigh, you know?
There's no comparison.
No comparison, right?
You know?
When I was in the world, there was guys that did a lot of jail time, right?
Yeah.
And they would go do 10 years. And when I remember I'd hear them say, oh, I got a year, 2 years, they're whatever, I can stand on my head that long. Because it was nothing for them. In their mind, that little bit of time of suffering, that year, didn't compare to what they already done. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So that's like us, in a righteous state. What Esau has for us, what he thinks he's going to do to us, it can't compare what the Lord's going to do to us. The Lord is going to make us new, so new that we don't even actually suffer from the terrors of what that could bring. We're going to be new in the mind, new in the body. Everything's going to be rejuvenated. All we got to do is to suffer a little bit.
You're going to be a free man.
Right. Hey, even the 2/3, Dr. Dre, he had a song on the Chronic album, and there's this little intro to the song, and he said, because remember they had the Rodney King riots, and he said they would say, if I gotta die right now for this little black boy to have a future, I'm a dead motherfucker. You know? And in reality, that's how we gotta be. But not for so-called black, because there is no so-called black. But for the Israelites, Yahweh Shai himself said, there is no greater love than to lay your life down for them that you love. So, honestly, the great honor is in dying for the Lord. But you can't fucking take your own life, you know? They gotta do it. Go ahead, Jacob.
Con. For power proved them and found them worthy for himself.
So how did he prove us? He put us in that furnace of adversity. That's what we're about to go through. Jacob's trouble. But what's going to happen to those 2/3? They're going to wither away. They're going to burn up. They're going to break down in the stress and go down to Egypt for help and be destroyed. See? One more. Go to Isaiah 59:19. So we can get that.
Isaiah 9?
59. What is it? Isaiah 59:19.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, that spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him.
Right?
And
that standard is what? Right now we have the power of prophecy, but when he lifts that standard, we'll have the power to fly. Yeah, we'll be superhuman. Gods. We are gods, but we die like men. He's going to make it where we don't die like men. But we already have that power in us. It's already in us. It's just going to be turned up.
Just hit a switch.
You
got it.
Just like before you knew the truth. You didn't know it. Then you heard the truth and there's a switch that went off in your mind. Oh, this makes sense. Well, it tells you in the Bible that's the Lord doing that. There's an actual angel that touches your mind and allows you to understand through the power of Yahweh and by the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which the testimony of Yahweh Shai is prophecy.
See that Holy Spirit.
Right. So that's the same thing. And they know it. That's why me and this brother was talking about these movies they're putting out. Like that Shazam. Shazam is a Hebrew word. Alright? And they made that man, Shazam, which he was a witch, look like what Yahweh Shai has described him. Being a so-called dark-skinned man, a so-called black man with white hair and a white beard. With power. And when trouble comes in on us, the name we're going to call upon is Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. And then, BAM!
Shazam! Got that superpower.
Yeah, and I know this to be true. My brother, back in the day, he's one of the brothers out there in LA. He does a lot of beautiful videos. He had a dream, and not just only him, but other brothers. The one in his dream, though, he said that the angels came down and picked us up in a chariot, and he said inside the chariot it was like a real fancy, like a loft, you know, with nice chairs.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful. And he said we were like sitting like a plane. We were like looking at each other, like sitting like like a circle, like a big circle. And he said the chariot, it didn't do nothing until you said Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And when you said that, you could do whatever you want to do. You could fly, you could stop, you know, you could control it. But it came through the name. Go ahead.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgressions in Jacob, saith the Lord.
Right.
Yahweh.
And that's why in Isaiah 14, it says the strangers, which the strangers are Israelites that don't know they're Israelites. You know, they may even know, but they don't know that they're supposed to be living a different way, calling upon Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Well, as Jacob's trouble happens, it's going to cause them to seek out the truth, because all these false prophets are going to die. It says the judgment starts at the house of Jacob. So the Lord is going to remove all these false prophets, so only the light remains.
Right.
See? So then these ones that have the faith, they're not going to have anything interfering with it.
It's not going to be no deceit.
Deceit for them to fall on, you know?
As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed.
Right. So that's what Esau wants. He wants to take the Lord's name out of our mouth, out of our head. And that's why he wants to put a chip in your head, to take the name out. Because he can control you. See? But the Lord ain't going to allow that to happen to an elect man. Because it's going to be in our mouth, it's going to be in our children's mouth, and even if we die and our children live, guess what? They're going to teach the name to their children. Because we are the biblical Hebrew Israelites. And the Lord said that we will be saved just in this manner.
Nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord Yahweh, from henceforth and forever.
Right, and then go to the next chapter. I know there's a little more on the next chapter.
Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1. Arise, shine forth, thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee.
And that's what we're doing. We're standing on our feet, letting this truth be heard out in the public. Right? We're letting our light so shine before men, so that they may see our good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. How are they going to do that without his true name? That's why the names are the most important. Yahweh is the name of the heavenly power. Yahweh is the power of Israel. Yahweh is our Father. Yahweh Shai is the Messiah. He is the Savior of Israel, the Redeemer, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He is the one that brings us back together with Yahweh. He's the mediator. See, he's the author, the finisher of our faith. So it's very important that you know these names. Yahweh Bahasham in the name, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the Son, Yahweh is the Father. Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness.
Which it is. These people are fucking retarded out here. We see it every time we go to camp. Right now we're on our way to camp, and these people can't fucking comprehend walking down a sidewalk, because they're in such gross darkness. They don't know what they're doing, or where they're going, or what's happening. They're confused. Go ahead.
And gross darkness the people, but the Lord Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, which we're standing out there. Without that confusion.
Right.
Without any, we don't have to hypothesize nothing. We got the truth, we got facts. We don't have fables. See?
No confusion.
No confusion. We have the truth. 100% truth. And that's why that truth is going to be our stability in the last days. That's going to be that light to help us see in that dark time of Jacob's trouble. See?
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
And that's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to have to submit to the Israelite. Because we're the only ones that have anything. He don't show no other nation. That's why you got these fucking Hamites drinking piss out of the back end of a cow. Because they don't have no understanding. That's why you got the Asians out there sucking down bat soup. They don't have no understanding. See, they need the Israelites to come back into power so that we can set up righteousness on this earth. Go to Romans 3:3.
The book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of power without effect?
No. Why? Because really they fulfill a prophecy, as there will be 2/3 that do not believe in America. Go ahead.
Power forbid, yea, let power be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right? That's what we're striving for. That's why we tell you the truth, so that the Lord may remember us. Because he said in Revelations 3, I believe it was 10, it said that if we kept the word of his patience, he would keep us from the hour of temptation. Now go down to the last verse of Romans 3. And start at the second, the top. Second from the last.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 30. Seeing it is one power which shall justify the circumcision by faith and us.
What? By works? No, by faith. And the circumcision is talking about us Israelites. And what do you say? Circumcise your ears so that you could hear. So you got to be born again. If you're trying to look at the Bible from a Christian point of view, you're not going to understand the truth. You got to be born again, learn everything all over again. You got to drop this Western mentality. All right? So that's what the apostles and teachers and prophets are to do, is to teach our people all over again.
And uncircumcision through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? Power forbid, yea, we establish the law.
We establish the law, even right now in our faith, right? We try to keep the law. We don't eat pork, right? Even if you got a new girl, you're going to eat pork with her?
Nope.
No, so you're going to establish that law. I don't eat that shit. See? So that's what we're going to be doing in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to be establishing the law. That's what we're practicing right now. Against all odds. We don't take no fucking chip.
We're not living in confusion.
Right. We know what we worship and how to worship. And he wants us to worship him in spirit. But with that, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Ha, Rakakudash. Rakakudash is the Holy Spirit, which brought us into remembrance of all things. We give double honors to our apostles and elders, which ruled Great Millstone well and taught us the truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure to the end. Shalom. Wa abba babal.